Hey guys, Jeffries here and welcome back to Somerset Hills, and I just thought I'd show you guys there probably my favourite view from the whole park at the moment. It's if you stand in the central plaza, look towards the City of the Future, which is the name of this area. You get an awesome view of Gambate Nay and Midtown Madness and some of the other little buildings that I've included in and around this area. Now, this episode is going to be the first of what I'm going to call the live build episodes. You can see at the moment now I have time-lapsed this a little bit because I'm just finishing off Midtown Madness, putting the catwalks on. If I can find the right custom scenery packs, then of course I'll start putting on the like the evacuation stairs and things like that as well. But for now I'm just going to put on these catwalks, make sure they're all lined up nice and neat. And then this time lapse, I forgot the word. This time lapse bit is going to be about 4 minutes long, and then we're going to go into a live build because we're starting work on a new ride in this episode. I've no idea what this ride's going to be called yet. It is as of yet unnamed. You can see I'm starting to prepare the site for it right about now. I've flattened this ground here. This was originally going to be a restaurant area. I had it earmarked in as a restaurant area, but then I sort of had a last minute change of mind and decided this would actually be perfect for a dark ride. And I'm not normally that good at building dark rides. I tend to just build a basic circle, maybe put in a couple of little S-bends along the way, and then I tend to make it have a little drop towards the end, and that's about it, which it's a bit snoozy. It's a bit boring, it's not very exciting. So what I decided to do instead was something big, and this is a Japanese themed area, so I thought I'd become really technologically advanced, try and fit in with the zone that I'm trying to build, and plan this ride. And I've got a notebook here in front of me, or I say a notebook, it's like graph paper, and I've drawn out 4 different levels that this ride is going to be built on. And you can see there's a gap here in this time lapse, and that's because I've actually got the notebook out at that point, and I'm trying to draw the shape of the land that I'm actually marking out. You can see we've got an 8x8 grid at the top there. The restaurant is going to be built, I was going to say on top of the ride, but that sounds a bit misleading, and I don't want to give too much away at this point because there's a little bit coming up in this video that I think you guys will find particularly interesting. So the restaurant will be built inside this building as well as the ride. And that's all I'm going to say on this for now. You see I've marked out the area, the 8x8 grid, and then there's I think it's 16 by 24, the rest of it. And yeah, like I said, it's a dark ride. It's going to have a particular theme to it, although I haven't 100% decided on what that theme is going to be just yet. But when I do, you guys will be the first to know, obviously. I think you guys will find it out before me, to be quite honest. And yet again, I've got the notebook out because I'm marking down sizes and things like that. And then I think I actually start marking out where the station's going to be of the dark ride. I think I do that any second now. I'm trying to remember what I did. But we are approaching 4 minutes, and I can see by looking at my screen here that we are also approaching the end of this time lapse. So I'm going to leave you guys to watch these last few seconds, and I'll see you in a second for the live build. Hey guys, we are back and welcome to the new ride. Let me talk you through what I've done quickly. I will at some point show you the sketches that I've done in my notebook as well, but I can't do that now because I haven't got the camera set up and ready with me. So I'm going to talk you through what I've done on screen and how it relates to what I have in my notebook. So this is the loading area and unloading area. As you can see, there are 3 blocks between the unloading area and the loading area, so that cars can run through empty if need be. Hopefully there won't be a queue. If there is a queue, it'll be that block, and then this one will still be empty, so the one unloading can always depart. What happens here then is the train turns left out of the station. This will all be walled off, by the way, probably black walls because they're slightly more dramatic than like bright blue, for example. And then we hit this, which is the holding brake, and then we go into the lift hill, which takes us all the way up to the top. Now, this white tower won't be here when the ride's completed, but I use this as a size guide, because as you can see, this is basement level, what the loading station is built on. Even though it's at ground level here, I'm doing it in relation to this here, and it's all in relation to what's being built out of this section, which will be done at a later date. The gap between this level here and this black box is 10. 10 of these, I think the black one is the 10th. So that's actually at ground level. Or the top of it is at ground level. Each one of these floors, these first 3 floors are a gap of 10. And this top floor is a gap of 11. Only up to this point because of how the lift hill plateaus at the top. The ride then comes along this long straight section. Oops, get Midtown Madness out of the way. Comes along this straight section to here before going around these 2 corners, and then eventually it hits this little mini drop here, goes around a corner, and then comes up into this brake section here. Now, you're probably looking at this and thinking, you know, why hasn't he banked this corner here, for example? Why is there this long straight section? Like I said, it's a dark ride, and although it's got a B&M style track, this is by no means a B&M style coaster, because this is a robo coaster, or robotic coaster. And if I show you what it looks like so far, I've had a tweak with some of the settings as it goes up the lift hill, but once it reaches the top of the lift hill, I haven't really done much. So you can see here, as it goes up, there'll be 3 focal points to look at. First one is here. It will be behind the lift hill, behind the queue as well, between the queue and the lift hill. The second one will be off in this direction, where it's pointing now, and then the third one will be up above, as it approaches the top of the lift hill. And then you'll see it gets set here, ready to go across the top of the lift hill, under the roof. It then drops down, and as it drops down it levels out, and that's all I've done so far. So the rest of this is actually, the robo arm doesn't move, it stays in exactly the same place, but it will move when the ride is completed. I've got big ideas for how it can twist round, avoiding things, etc, etc. You see it slows right down here before this drop, and then suddenly it's released, goes down the drop, round the corner, up this little bit here, and into these brakes. So I'm quite happy with how this is going so far. I'm quite pleased. Right, I'm going to make a couple more notes in my book quickly. Again, the way I've done this is actually quite complicated, but I'm quite happy with it. Right, what am I going to do? Let's stop this for a second. We'll close this window, and we'll close this window. You see, we've got this huge area to work with, and most of this area is actually going to be filled with scenery. Not much of it's going to be filled with the track. That's why I decided to build the ride on 4 levels and not just 1 or 2. You can see how tall this ride is. This is all going to be masked with a facade, which is going to be very, very similar to what we have, this style building here and this style building here, and maybe 1 or 2 of these as well. Maybe like 3 or 4 different buildings going along the front here. It'd be like Disney style with the way it's all masked, and then there'll be trees around the back to hide some of it, but the rest of the buildings is going to be a black structure. Maybe excluding the queue building, which actually I haven't shown you guys how I've set up the queue. So, like with the roller coaster itself, the queue has been separated into this area. You've got the exit, which just does a simple straight line underneath like that, and then we have the entrance here. Now the entrance is built, this bit anyway, this queue line here is built at ground level. So again, if I was to show you my plans, you'd be able to see where the queue comes up and down, from ground floor to basement and vice versa. So what happens is you enter here in this front building here, you go in, and the first thing you do is slope upwards. Once you get to the top, you slalom along this long section, and then this tiny little bit here, and then you go over the top here, and at this point there will be a window of some kind, where you can look out and see the ride underneath and see what's going on. You then come down this long ramp, and I was going to have this slaloming, but I think for the building to actually work, we have to leave a gap, so we might end up having to turn that round a little bit earlier as well, which of course means I'll have to update my plans. You can see there's no supports here, and the reason being for that is you can't actually build anything immediately off either side of the robotic coaster, and it's to give the ride vehicle room to swing round as it comes past. So I think you can build out in this corner, but you can't build here. But you can build here. I don't know what that is. I think that's a glitch of some kind. But if I was to get this, you can see I can't build that there at all. So that almost messed up my plans for the facade, and I almost had to move the entire ride over one square. However, as you can see here, I managed to get this little bit in, so that will help out. And I could always use this cobblestone section as well for the facade, so that's not ruined yet. This height guide, by the way, will be staying in pretty much the entire way through construction, because I can just go down like this and see where all the different floors are. Like here, for example, we drop down right onto the first floor. So again, on my plans, I have marked that in, and then we rise back up again onto the second floor. Although it's like a mezzanine between first and second where this track ends up. I think the only actual bit on the second floor is going to be this section here, and maybe some scenery that sticks through from the first floor. Although I'm starting to include too many spoilers now, so I'm going to keep it a little bit quiet. Not too quiet. I do still want to talk to you guys about what's going on. Right, so we got the brakes up to this section here. What's then going to happen is we're going to have a... I'm drawing this as I'm talking, so you're going to have to bear with me a second. We're going to have a corner, which is going to lead into another section of brakes. And then another corner. And then a final little brake section. And now, let me mark this in quickly. So that is... actually got up to, I think 6 will do it. And then we'll take this down to 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump it up to 6, just to give it enough momentum to go around the corners. And then we give it 1, 2 like that. And then we're going to drop. Do we want to drop down that steep? I don't think we do. I think we can go like that. And that should take you down to the first floor. It kind of does. We'll have to do it like that, perhaps. Tell you what I can do, actually. I can do it like... doesn't quite work, see? Now, that can be easily fixed. 2 ways we can do it. We can either have this as a bigger drop, like that. And actually, that's not a bad plan to do that. And then we can have that go up a little bit more, and then have the track built directly underneath, like so. That could work. Let's see how that performs first, shall we? So it'll come up, 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 doing all the twiddly bits. Goes through this gap, goes down into the brakes. I can see this ride being long because of the speed in which we travel through these sections. It will get faster as the ride goes on. It's like, I was watching some videos before I started recording this of how to tell the story of a dark ride, and it's all about having key scenes in key places. So that's what I've tried to do here. You can see I've got the little bit here. We speed up again for this corner, like so, and then we go really, really slow, and then we drop down, up, into that bit, and yeah, that works out quite nicely actually. So we'll throw some brakes in. Where am I on the height guide? I'm actually below where I want to be, so I'm going to make this up a little bit higher. I think that takes me to where I want to be. Does it? It looks like it does. We'll see in a second. For this bit here, it is crucial that the track is at a certain level. And this is the lowest it's going to get on this floor. So I'm going to throw in these breaks, like so. And we have it arc round like that. Some more breaks. What do I want? These ones. And then have it turn this way again. Now we're going to have it S-bend out like that. And then turn. See again, we can't turn this way because of where this track goes. So can we build straight out? We're having a bit of trouble, so we're going to have to maybe drop this bit down again. But again, we'll do that in a second. We'll take it back to here. And I'm going to have to mark this out on my notepad again, so bear with me 1 second. So we go around this next corner, we have 2 sections like that, and then we drop down to ground floor. So let me think. So we're going to have 1 square like that, and then I'm going to mark this in quickly. And then it goes up 2 like that, and along 1, 2, 3 like that. Mark that in as F, and then hang on, it goes 1 there, and then it goes 1 there, and then it goes half of 1 there, which I've marked out. So that's going to be G. You're probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about. When I've finished this, you'll be able to see how I've built this and why I'm quoting letters as I'm drawing it all in. Right, so lost where I am. That's C. So down 2 is A. So he says, stating the obvious, and up 2 is F. So up another 2 is G. So if we go to where A is, and it's 1, 2, 3 across, and then how many did I say? So that's B, C, F, G, there, like so. And then G goes, oh god, how long does G go? Have I put that in the right place? Yeah, I must have. So this bit is F, and then that bit is G, so this bit is G, so that's 1, and then it goes 2, 3, oh my god, hang on. So that's F. G starts here. No wait, that's also F. G starts here. That's 1 square, 2 squares, 3 squares till it flattens out. Like so. And then it's 4 square, 5 square. Like that. And then we're going to curve it from there. It goes like an L shape to there. My goodness, this is a lot. It sounds really simple when you build it, or when you like map it out in your head, and then you got to start putting in coordinates and references and things like that, and you're doing it across 4 different sheets of paper and 4 different drawings, and it does become quite difficult. Right, so that now becomes, wait, how high up is it at that point? So we'll include that bit as well, and that's H. Now I'm just going to quickly check how far away I am from the edge here. I am 1 away from the edge. Yes, because I'm right underneath where we are on the second floor. And I'm starting 1, 2, third one down, and 2 across from the edge. So it's 1, 2, 3 there. And I guess we curve it round like so. We mark that in as H, and we throw that in as brakes. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of brakes. Yep, that fits in perfectly. And then we arc it round, and we have, must be 2 lots. It is. 1, 2, and then we curve it round again, and then we have another bit of 1. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I know that probably not the most exciting thing to watch. This ride, I just want to get it right, basically. That's why I'm doing all these detailed drawings and things like that. Although, I'd say detailed drawings, it's the most detailed that I've done a drawing. It's probably nothing compared to what some of you guys out there can do and have indeed done. So yeah. Right. Where am I going to have this track go now? Because it's starting to get a little bit congested. We need to have it go at least over this section. Like that. So I'm going to quickly go back to the drawing and have this extend down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put a brake in there anyway. So it has to do something other than brake now, because we've had our 5. Actually, let's slow that down by 1. Like that. So we can have it drop down again, which isn't a bad idea, although it comes a little bit too close to that section there. We can't have it curve round because it interferes with that. We can have it do a little mini drop, I suppose. Or we can have it drop. Can we have it drop under there? Not quite, no. Okay, so we're starting to come into a bit of a congested area in terms of track, and that can end up impacting actually on scenery. So we can't really have it go across this area because I set myself deliberate boundaries. I was going to try and challenge myself. Turns out I might have challenged myself a little too much. We could have it drop down again like that. That takes it back into basement level. I just don't want too many big drops. That's my only issue. I just don't want too many big drops. So we could actually have it go down like that, which I think is what I already had planned, was it not? And that takes it into ground level. Yeah, see, I can't put that piece in because it interferes over there, so I'm going to have to go like that. Yeah, that takes it into ground level. So that's not bad. Oh, I'm really confused now. How shall I? Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. So, how does it go? Get me old plans out again. What are we on now? First floor? Yeah, we're on first floor. So it goes like that, and then it goes round like that. Hang on, let me mark this out a little clearer. Goes round like that. What letter are we up to? I. Well, I'm going to miss out I because it looks like 1, so we're going to go to J. Like that. That's the first floor, so we're now back on ground floor. And we are... I don't really even have a reference point to work from here. I can work from A. So from A, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over from A, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 up. So was it? It was 6 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 up. There. So that's J coming in. And it goes across diagonally like that. So mark that in a second. And then it curves back into a straight line, which we're going to build now. So this is resting literally on the ground floor. To be honest, I think the track is almost complete. There's only a couple more things that I'd want to build in. And it's just, this is the show building here, this main bit, and obviously it goes out across the restaurant. But the show building here, it's going to be mostly filled with scenery more than track. So I'm going to have it go like that. Yeah, can have it go like that. I need to mark this in quickly. So we should be, hang on, before I put this in again, here we should be roughly level with where this slot comes in. F and G are there. So G starts there, which is on this bit, isn't it? So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 up. And if we go 1, 2, 3, 4 up, we seem to have come up one short. How far are we from the edge? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, I've got it as 6. Okay. So that's going to have to go like balls. Not like that at all. That goes up like that. There we go. Now it works. So yeah, that's that bit done. Okay. Tell you what, guys, we're coming up to 25 minutes of me talking here. So what I'm going to do is close that, save the game, because that's always important, like this. And I'm going to call this an episode. So when we come back next time, it'll be a live build again, and we'll try and finish off at least the track work of this ride. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.